Let's take a look at an 89 Sabers Reyflex lightsaber, or you could also call it a Graflex reforged, repaired Graflex, Skywalker reforged, or lots of different things like that. But let's check it out. So this is a hilt kit, as you can see. Now it's mostly assembled, but there are a few pieces that the end user has to add, like you add the clamp card, which is included, and a few other things like that. Well, the grip certainly. But let's take a look at the hilt part itself first, and then some of these other things that you add onto it. So here is the top of this Graflex type hilt. Now there's the glass eye over here. It is shine through, but it's not functional as far as I'm aware. And then the kind of classic red button on this side with the bunny ears here. Now, this kit does include a tactile switch, so you could have this as a functional switch. There's the bunny ears, they kind of flare out. Got the S-curve emitter, the brass pins on either side. And, oh, yep, the blade holder and such. There you can kind of see through there. Now the middle of the hilt is where things get kind of interesting and where, it differentiates this from the other Graflex type hilts. We have this kind of faux leather strip in the center. Now in the movies, this would be the part that is kind of, well, the repaired part. It's sort of like putting a band-aid on the lightsaber. You had the two different halves that were split apart and then it's kind of bandaged together. Now with the repaired version, the clamp card and kind of the box section is kind of, it's not totally recessed, but it's definitely lower profile than the original hilt. You got these nice little kind of like rivet type screw things here. Now one of the things about the 89 Sabers hilt kit for, this overall design is it doesn't include the sort of like damage, like there's that, when the pieces are ripped apart, there's sort of a different, effect from that, where it looks like they were ripped apart. And some of the kits will have a stencil for that, but this one just sort of has a clean look overall, and the end user could decide to add, that effect, that ripped apart kind of artistic section if you want to, or you could have a sabersmith do that for you too. Now here's the base. So in this lower part of the hilt, that's where you would attach these grips. So the hilt includes 6 grip pieces, and it has an adhesive on the back, kind of a double-sided tape. You just take off this red part. So these are the notched style grips. It's made of sort of a rubbery material. It has the notching and then the little screw there. Now there's actually 2 different types of grips, so 5 of them are just, like this kind. And then the last one is a different piece, so it has a belt clip on it right there. It still has a notching, and then there's these other little screws with it too. And it seems to be made of a different material. Like this is sort of a little bit more of a flexible, rubbery type material. And this one's a little more rigid. But still you can see that the belt clip can kind of move. I don't know. I'd be a little, I kind of wonder if this would maybe snap, actually. But I don't know. At any rate, so you get to add these grips around the bottom of the hilt. You just kind of can line it up. There are some companies that sell these like grip guides to sort of help with the spacing, but And on the base of the hilt, so there is sound venting in the lower part of the hilt. And then there's like this magnetic cover. So you can see some of the holes there. This magnetic cover, you can also see the Graflex type stuff. This can just cover up that part up, you know, when you have the hilt on display. But if you have this, you know, wired as a sound saber, obviously you need some sound holes there. So there's a switch assembly, or this is the little tactile switch. Now you can use the tactile switch with two parts, so you can use it with the red button at the top. You can also add it to the clamp area. So there you can just slide the clamp card in, and this is another kind of somewhat big difference from the traditional Graflex style lightsaber. It's like a much shorter clamp card. But yeah, so this has just been kind of a look at the reforged, or well, I don't know if there's actually an official name for this, but this is the Reyflex style lightsaber, and this is the 89 Sabers version of that hilt. Now, a couple other companies have made kind of their own version of it, but this is just one of them here. So feel free to comment below.